you with the area of ABFM. Today we are going to talk about the topic of deal structuring. We're continuing with that particular topic, and after this we would be looking forward towards revision of the entire module C altogether, mixed questions, so that you get to know what kind of mixed questions are also there, as we are already done with this entire chapter. So we are actually done with the entire module C. After this, we'll start with the module D, and boom, we'll be done with the entire syllabus of ABFM once. Let's see after this what are we going to bring up. Till then, if you haven't liked this entire series, then please go ahead and like it, and don't forget to share it among your peers. It is very important that we get some kind of recognition, motivation, so that we can continue our work with the same zeal. So that's a request. Okay, till then, we're done with the entire module A, entire module B, entire module C. Now covering the area of module C, the last chapter, and then I'll be pursuing towards the last part. That is, I think I can bring up some mixed questions as well of the entire 3 modules. That will make things interesting for you as well, right? So here comes the first question, everyone. The first question is regarding MAT. Heard about this? Availability of MAT credit. When we talk about availability of MAT credit, this is given in our book. Okay, so what do you mean by the term MAT, everyone? Is it a minimum assessment tax? Is it the point of minimum allowable tax, minimum alternate tax, or minimum assessment tax? In this area, when we talk about assessment, allowable, alternate, or assessment again, acha, math, this is maximum. The MAT is actually minimum alternate tax. Okay? When MAT is levied on the companies, it is called minimum alternate tax. When MAT is levied on you and me, on us, it is called AMT, alternate minimum tax. And this is minimum alternate tax. What is the acronym of LLP stands for in case of merger of a limited liability partnership into a company? LLP is basically a limited license partnership, legal lease partnership, limited liability partnership, or long term. Oh, this question itself had the answer. The answer is limited liability partnership. This is also kind of partnership which started in, I think, 2008, I believe. So this is a form of partnership which is actually a mix of two things. First is Companies Act, where we had companies, and Partnership Act, which was about partners. So they wanted to introduce limited liability in partnership, where it used to have unlimited liability. So then they came up with this ideology of this kind of body, which would be working like a company but will be having the status of partnership, where one particular partner will have complete unlimited liability and all of the partners will have limited liability. Okay. Okay, here comes the next question, everyone. Please go ahead and answer. In tax issues related to M&A transactions, which is often a key consideration in terms of Section 47 of the Income Tax Act. Everybody? Shareholders prove concerns, compliance with ITA provisions, flexibility in interpretation by the courts, or cash payments to shareholders in terms of exemptions. But the Section 47 is basically covered under the capital gains, and under capital gains there are certain points where they provide that you don't have to pay for certain amount. Okay? When we talk about the taxation not being given, so what are we going to do about this? Whenever such a thing happens, then the answer would be uh, flexibility in the interpretation of by the courts. In this case, under the section 47 of the Income Tax Act, this provides the particular. There's a lot of sections and subsections in this area where they talk about this entire portion, where the businesses are buying and selling someone now. So in this case, if they are just changing their assets, then it would not be treated as a particular point where they're looking forward towards taxability. Okay? So this part will go wrong. Done? Then that is why when we talk about the, because everybody will give their share, matlab, if I want to give certain consideration, my consideration cannot be the same. It can definitely vary from time to time. So in this case, when we talk about the term consideration, it can be the flexibility in the interpretation by the courts. Why do the countries enter into bilateral double taxation avoidance agreement? Why do they enter the DTAA, everyone? To increase tax revenues, to limit taxing rights and avoid double taxation, to promote aggressive tax administration or encourage overlapping of tax claims. Double taxation avoidance agreement. The avoidance simply means that this is basically which they do not want. Because if a particular person is facing tax in both the countries, why would he disclose that information? What would happen if I give my particular information to everybody and ultimately I have to pay a lot of money for that? It's just not worth it, isn't it? When I pay, if I buy something from say USA and then I have to pay tax in USA as well as I have to pay tax in India, what will happen? Ultimately, this particular person will also always feel ki, when we talk about the double taxation, the person would feel ki, क्यों ही दिखाना? Why should I even show it? है ना? So in this case, the correct answer comes out to be to basically avoid the double taxation. Okay, the answer is you want to limit the taxing rights. How do organizations have the rights and avoid taxation, double taxation? The point is, if there are so many taxes and the people are not encouraged to disclose their information, they will stop disclosing their information altogether. They will start hiding their informations, which is not good for the organization at all. Done, everybody? Got the point? Now let's move on towards the next point. What is the crucial for a buyer to determine when making a payment to seller in cross-border transaction? Seller's credit history, tax withholding duty existence, exchange rates, or legal transaction of a seller. Seller's credit history. Is it the point whenever we're making a payment, or tax holding duty existence, exchange rates, or legal jurisdiction of that particular person? In this case, the crucial role which plays in this particular area is tax withholding duty existence. That is more important for anything else. ठीक है ना? This plays a better role. Now let's move on towards the next question, because tax holding is something which is required. But this also creates a trouble. Think about it. If you have to pay to both the places, then you will be in trouble so much. Next question. What is the current trend of India regarding FDI? But the FDI wasn't really allowed before 1991. We allowed it after 1991, and earlier it wasn't allowed 100%. Now there are certain sectors where we have opened up the particular countries, and then that is they are coming into our country and from the direct route. What's the answer? Declining FDI, stabilizing the FDI from all the countries. If you decline FDI, from where you will get the money? Stable FDI from all the countries, or growing FDI, or limited FDI opportunities? Foreign direct investment is a money which is good for the country, because no there is too much of acha, when we talk about the foreign direct investments, is we're bringing a particular country to our country and we want them to set up these areas in our country. So in this case, what's going to happen is if we do not provide them the opportunity to grow, how will employment opportunities enter a country? And how do people grow further? Sometimes their own businesses might not be going that well, or the business model is completely wrong. When we get FDIs, then the things definitely change, even the management. Then is growing FDI from various countries. If When we talk about this particular area of FDI is basically getting the money into our country. Na? That means we are growing FDI from various countries. This is what we would want. We won't want to get stuck at 300. Right? The answer is growing FDI. Next question, which three countries of FDI accounted for more than 50% of FDI in India? This was very interesting question. China, Japan, and USA, Singapore, Mauritius, and Cyprus, or Australia, Germany, and the last one is Canada, and last one is D, Brazil, South Africa, and Russia. Then what's going to be the answer? In this case, the correct answer is going to be Singapore, Mauritius, and Cyprus. The answer to this question is Singapore, Mauritius, and Cyprus, everyone. This is a question that I've dealt in earlier classes as well. Uh, these three countries had been maximum providing us foreign direct investments. No other country has really given us so much of FDIs. Technically, if you go back to Singapore, Singapore didn't prepare any of his areas. What they did was they gave all these rights to other countries, so which came into their country, prepared their entire country, and when once they received their money back, they went back to their country. So you got the coolest technology, and you also paid them well. Then Singapore, Mauritius, and Cyprus. Which is the last step for acquisition method, everyone? Acquisition means the purchase method. Identifying the acquirer, determining the acquisition date, recognizing and measuring goodwill or gain from the bargain purchase, or measuring identifiable assets. Acquisition, everyone. Last step for acquisition. When you are buying something, the last step is when you are finalizing the thing and then you are just taking it up. But before that, what will you do? You will recognize the goodwill and you will try to find out at a good price. Why would I would like to pay more? Nobody wants to pay more now. We would like to pay as less as possible. Otherwise, how will we grow further? You know? Then comes, where can detailed explanation of each step in the acquisition be found? International accounting standards, or it is given in IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, or it is shown in GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, or IND AS, Indian accounting standards. Everybody, what's going to be the answer? When we talk about the details explanation of all the acquisitions, it is now under IND AS. Earlier it wasn't, up though it is all about IND AS. Done? Under IND AS, what is alternative to recording investments at value for the buyer? Acha, we are looking from the point of view of buyer, everyone. bargain purchase method, amortization method, cost method, or impairment method. Under Ind AS, what is the alternative to recording investments at a fair value? When we are trying to write it at the fair value, then it is always the cost method. At what price did we buy it? You know? Then while it is being sold, then uh, then what happens when it is bought or sold? Then the scenario is basically meant in such a way that you understand what is the true value. You will be adding up your goodwill, and then you will be selling that particular property. Otherwise, you won't know. And after this, the next question: which method must be used to account for the business combinations under international financial reporting standards or generally accepted accounting principles? Bargain method, acquisition method. Acquisition is also called purchase, fair value, and cost allocation. What's going to be the answer, everyone? The method which is basically combination, the best business combinations of international financial reporting standards and GAAP. The best is bargain purchase. When you're buying something, you would obviously want 100% control of it, and the best part is if you negotiate well, you can actually reduce the price. The valuation can be done on a genuine basis where you won't face any problem. In the acquisition of US cable operator, Cable Vision, I'm sorry, by French telecommunication giant Altis, how was the 17.7 billion deal financed? This is more or less, this is a question which is based upon the example which is given in the book. In this case, what was the correct answer? The correct answer was actually C. By any combination of bank financing, cash on hand, or new equity offerings. Any of these would do. Okay? Next, what financing options are available to acquirer in M&A? Issue of equity shares, internal accruals, the short-term loans and advances, and issue of convertible or non-convertible debentures. See, if you bought something, then what will happen? If the financing options are available, if the company is opting for merger and acquisitions, then it can use any of these methods. They can go for equity, they can go for debt, they can also go for the hybrid, that is preference shares. They can also get long terms, they can also take short term loans. So these two things can be set off. And issue of the convertible and non-convertible debentures, the debentures which can be converted into something else, or that is equity, and the debentures which cannot be converted, they will also be stated to you. In this case, what's going to be the answer, everyone? The answer to this question is all of the above, everyone. Why would we have only a few options? Every single option is to be chosen because ultimately this will ensure that the merger and acquisition is getting successful. Otherwise, the organizations will never be able to grow, isn't it? Okay, that's it for the day, everyone. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please go ahead and subscribe our channel. And if you haven't downloaded our app, download the app, everyone, because all the benefits of our classes, of our sales is available in the app itself. For that, what you need to do is go to your Play Store and download it. It is available for both iOS as well as the tag, the message area, right, through which we were sent the message. This particular portion is covered in this area. ठीक है मतलब when we talk about looking forward towards the app, then 79% plus 1% discount, you get all the courses in terms of getting more additional discount. ठीक है, and at the same time it is very handy. You can use the phone particularly anywhere, so then you don't have to wait for the book to be there with you only, then you will start studying. And so before I end my session, everyone, There it is. Go to our website www.adda247.com. Go on to the area of CIIB June 2024. This has a specific information that in this area we have CIB Mahapacks 2.0, which has got everything regarding our examination. Currently 6 months validity is available and it is available for 8123.75. This is not the point. When we look forward to the area of the Mahapack, you get bilingual, you get English medium, you get the picture of the particular, you get the particular videos there, to review, and you have got live classes as well as the future classes. One. Now this is our CIB Mahapack 2.0. Now if you want to buy the Mahapack 2.0, click on the area of buy now. Use the code Y541 and apply it. You will get it at 78% off, everyone, because ultimately you can get additional discount on the particular portion where you download the app. That's why I said it is way better to download the app and then buy our courses, because this will help you to learn further, everyone. Chali, that's it for the day, everyone. I'll be meeting you in the next class on Monday now. Thank you so much for being there. Bye bye.